Morning, everyone. Well, the latest video clip in regards to the banged up Benz case. Now, this is a long-standing case about press slip versus Joden Finance. It's been going on for years. I've been dealing with John Murphy and having to go in and help him out on occasion, especially when he's dealing, you know, dodgy fucking pricks like this guy here, old Mr. Gary Harrison. That guy, along with the other council, press slip, this, you know, stupid little fucking freak here, what Harrison did is, with his legal aid supplied lawyer, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars of legal aid for a civil private prosecution that this guy was helped out with. Harrison's sitting there discussing pages of what damage means out of the Oxford Dictionary. When you're talking law, you look at legal dictionaries, okay? This chick brought up just the verb meaning of the word damage out of the Oxford Dictionary and skipped the other one, and that's the very dodgy bloody lawyer that did that. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to screen share this and show you what the whole story was about. So bear with me for a second while I get that up there. Let's see, screen share. Yeah, we'll go for this one. Okay, so starts off with, just so you guys can see and read it. Auckland car dealer John Murphy is seen red over a High Court ruling he claims rides roughshod over the rights of motor vehicle dealers everywhere. The ruling handed down this week is the latest instalment in a 2-year battle for the justice between high-profile John Murphy and disgruntled customer Sanchai prayer slip over a $15,000 used car deal. All right, so he bought the car, he then dinged it up, driving it up against concrete curbings, blew out the tyre, damaged all the headlights, and then wanted to take it back. And because John said no, you know, it didn't come back in the same fashion it left the yard, then not going to happen. Now, I was actually called in as an expert witness in front of Justice Sarah Katz in the High Court, but they just, again, run a roughshod over it. And it was all because Brett bloody Carter of the motor vehicle dealer is a dodgy bastard at the end of the day. But moving on. In his lengthy decision, in her lengthy decision, Justice Sarah Katz endorsed the decision of the Motor Vehicle Dealers Institute, who had earlier found in Preslip's favour, concluding the damage Murphy claims the owner caused to the vehicle, which allegedly caused it to malfunction, could be fairly categorised as fair wear and tear. On that basis, the owner was well within his legal rights to return the vehicle for a refund under the provisions of the Consumer Guarantees Act. No, he fucking wasn't. What angered Murphy is the fact that the court refused to hear compelling new evidence, he says, would have turned the case on its head. Now there is a fresh standoff. Murphy has been ordered to refund Preslip his money, but he wants to see the banged up Benz first. Preslip is refusing to say he wants the payment before he returns the car. And you may see on my channel, we actually capture when the tow truck goes round to Preslip's in Green Lane there, just by the roundabout, and recovers the vehicle that they had kept locked safe and sound away, supposedly, inside this little man's carport that he was putting a new ceiling on at the time. So God knows what else dropped on the car. Where are we? Why won't he show me the car? Murphy questioned this week. If the damage is, as he claims, then there should be an issue. There clearly is one. Now, the background to the case is long, vexatious and complicated, but at the heart of the dispute are issues critical to not just the motor vehicle industry, but the rights of all traders. Under the Consumer Guarantees Act, products and services, including vehicles, come with an automatic consumer guarantee that the item is of unacceptable quality as advertised, In most cases, the consumer guarantee does not apply if the buyer fails to follow the instructions or damages the item in some way after delivery, which is exactly what he did. And it is not normal wear and tear to ride up on concrete curbs and blow out your tyres and dent your rims. I'm sorry, that's not normal. That's abnormal, and that's careless use of your own bloody vehicle if you're going to blow out your tyres when you're just pulling into a car park, isn't it? In most cases, where are we here? Just over 2 years ago, Preslip, who funded this case on legal aid, bought a 2008 Mercedes-Benz off of Murphy for $15,000. Soon after, there were issues with a leaking cooling system, which Murphy agreed to repair at his cost, which he did. But Preslip would have none of it and demanded his money back. Yeah, he just wanted an excuse to hand the money back. It ruled that Thai National was entitled to reject the vehicle because it did not meet appropriate quality and standards, and that efforts to repair the car were not timely enough. Absolute bullshit. On the next page, let's see, where are we? There's old Judge Harrison. What a wanker. Moving on. Page 2. It should have been case closed then, but Murphy smelt a rat. He discovered Preslip had been involved in an accident while driving the car. Preslip claimed at the time the damage was minor, nothing more than a scrape. Murphy wasn't convinced, excuse me, wasn't convinced and launched an investigation into what allegedly occurred. His expert witness concurred that at least $3,000 damage had been caused to the vehicle in the accident, which in his opinion negated any claim under the Consumer Guarantees Act, which it exactly did, Section 21 of the CGA, which in his opinion negated any claims in the Consumer Guarantees Act. However, in the High Court hearing, Justice Sarah Katz refused to allow the expert evidence to be heard, saying Murphy was now belatedly seeking to challenge factual findings of the tribunal in circumstances where he failed to challenge those factual findings in the district court. No, he fucking didn't. And in fact, Judge Harrison, who was in the district court overseeing the appeal of the Motor Vehicle Dealers Tribunal, if you ask me, the little chit-chat he has with just one side of council in a back room somewhere, and then they come out with the plan of, let's discuss what the word damage means, and let's try and hold John to that. I have the whole court hearing recorded. If anyone wants to hear it, it's on my channel. Then, you know, this is what the judge, old fucking Gary Harrison, geriatric prick, this guy dealt with the Erebus plane crash in the 70s and 80s. Okay, he's been around a long time. He should be retired. But no, I mean, if you're getting $350,000+ a year, $1,000 a day to sit on a bench and make geriatric fucking decisions over incorrect interpretations of what legal words mean, then have at it. Gary's your man. You know, he didn't like the fact that his court was being recorded, even though it was a court of public record. I don't have a lot of nice things to say about Gary Harrison. I've seen him in Steve Evans' case over his securities license. Because I released a little bit of Harrison's recording from that day, he threatened Steve with contempt of court, and Steve wasn't even in the country. Didn't do the recording, had nothing to do with it whatsoever, but he threatened him. So I sent a letter of memorandum into Judge Harrison, and then all of a sudden the contempt of court got dropped. Why? Because I told him he had no pot to piss in, because I gave him evidence of district courts failing to keep permanent court records. And that's the whole point of the courts, is it not? To keep a permanent court record of the matter. But no, they lose recordings regularly. This is why I always say to people, record your own hearing. Have an audio recorder going so you have your own independent record of it. Moving on. Murphy is now belated circumstances. Justice Katz also rejected Murphy's argument there were factual errors by Judge Gary Harrison. Yep, there were. I was there. I witnessed it. At the earlier district court hearing, saying he was geriatric, uptart, I don't know, perhaps Gary's bi, depends whether it's polar or sexual, I suppose. Right to reject Murphy's submission that correctly interpreted the Act requires that any damage, do you see those words, any damage, however minor, will result in the purchaser loss of right to reject the goods. Interpreted purposefully and consistently with the scheme of the Act as a whole. Section 21C requires that the minor damage to goods, such as that associated with fair wear and tear, will not result in the purchaser losing his right to reject the goods. And as I've said before, riding your car up onto concrete berms, blowing out your tyres and damaging your rims is not fair wear and tear. Neither is smashing up your lenses because you don't know how to drive properly, or shouldn't even be driving at that age, shall we say. Just as Katz said, Murphy said that says the decision is an outrage. The court have ignored the key issues here. Serious damage was done to this car in an accident. This was not fair wear and tear. This man barreled the car into a curb at an almighty speed. He must have had a severe case of whiplash, he said. The car had broken and cracked brake lights, broken and cracked indicator lights, damage to the left bumper, along with scratches to the paintwork where the collision had taken place. How is this fair wear and tear? Continued on page 3. And I'm just trying to see, I don't believe I actually have page 3 to show you guys. This is what I think was supposed to be page 3, but this is Bad News Views. This is another guy completely. It's not page 3. So I'm going to try and get a hold of Johnny and see if he's got page 3 of this article, and see what we can do. All right, guys. I will keep you updated and posted, but for now, I'm going to release this. But from my own personal, and let's just, hang on. Let's just stop the screen sharing. From my own personal opinion, and I didn't go to the tribunal, to the initial hearing, so I don't know what happened there. But I did go to the appeal at the district court, and I was with John through every step with press slip since then. And I'll tell you what, Harrison, Katz, legal aid system, there is some serious issues there. But then everybody these days knows that the system's broken. It's just how broken and in how many ways. So yeah, I was gutted for John on this one. And you know, that's no personal, none the never mind either way for Johnny, but I saw what happened in that courtroom. You guys can hear what happens in the courtroom. I've released all of the recordings of the hearings, and it is absolutely disgusting what they did. So yeah, they just ran roughshod. It's another, you know, just like Andrew Peck, it's another motor vehicle dealer fucking it up, and John had the resources to keep chasing it, but it really isn't worth the mental health decline that can happen going through this shit. It really, I can see why some fathers in the family court, for instance, and mothers, I can see why some parents top themselves because there is no light at the end of the tunnel. I've done a recording with my mate Brent. You guys all seem to love him. He's only studied law since March 2020, so you know, he's been studying law for just over 2 years, and he blows OT lawyers out of the fucking park when he's going to meetings. He's just hit 80% of OT, you know, and the rest of them, evidence dropped and appeals. And yeah, when he's finished holding OT to account, he's going after the judges and the JCC and everyone else, and good bloody luck to him. If there's anybody, I would be more than happy to help get some justice. It's Brent. But you guys can have a look at that interview. It was over 2 hours long, so I might break it up into different segments. We cover a few things and very interesting subjects, but we'll leave that to that. Anyway, guys, much love to you all. I just wanted to let you guys see the latest bit here. It's called Driven to Despair, No Justice for the Banged Up Benz. It's talking like it happened back in 2019, 2020, which is, you know, when Johnny and I were going into high courts and dealing with all of this. But yeah, hopefully, I believe it was Steve Cook that wrote the article. I'll get a hold of Stevie and see if he can give me the whole article, and we'll put it up there. But yeah, see what you guys think. Much love to you all. Have a great day. And my health's been bad the last week. People are saying, what's with the sporadic uploadings? You're uploading heaps and then not. For me, mate, guys, it's days by day. Some I might have a bad week and just not be able to get off the old bed for any long length of time. Lying down seems to help IBD and colitis. So, but yeah, that's something I have to learn to live with. There is no cure. It's just something that I'm going to have to change dietary habits or whatever and figure out what's going to fix it. Anyway, that's a little personal update on my health. I may look stunning, but honestly, looks can be deceiving sometimes. Even now, I'm just trying to bite off the old pain in my gut. So, but this was important. Figured it needed to be up there. So catch you all later. Much love to yous. Keep cool till after school. And look out, China's after Taiwan now. Looks like war's been declared. Beginning of the end, is it? Anyway, we'll see. Catch you later, guys. Much love to you. Bye now.